What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you. I finally got it, like I said, been getting the chance to catch up on some movies. And guess what? I went to go see Dune. I am going to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife and the new Resident Evil 2. So I'm going to be doing videos on those, so look out for that. But let me give you the synopsis because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Paul, House of Atreides. Oh man, I forgot how to say it now. House of I think they like the House of Atreides. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Paul Atreides is a brilliant, gifted young man born into a great destiny beyond his understanding, must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure the future of his family and his people. As malevolent forces explode into conflict over the planet's exclusive supply of the most precious resource in existence, only those who can conquer their own fear will survive. So, man, this now going into this, now you gotta know one thing. I would even though I went to go see this movie, and when I get to like the verdict or what I give the movie, I have not saw the original. I seen like clips of. Oh, I see what the original kind of looks like, but I never really actually watched the original movie, or I don't know nothing about the books. So for me, this is a review coming from a person going in not knowing not knowing the books or the movie, just a person who only seen this movie here. So this is my introduction to Dune. Yeah, Paul. So basically, Paul. The movie is centered around Paul, and I'm guessing the older movie and the books is also centered around Paul, and his impending destiny. Now, for what I've heard, I do know from what I heard, looking at other people's review or them explaining the differences. I have heard that in the older movie, Paul is more knowing and accepting of his destiny, and he's a little bit older, obviously. I have that part. I do know the Paul in the original Dune movie looked older than what they went for in this movie. This movie they went for like a teenager almost, where Paul in the older movie like he was in his mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s. So I do know that difference. But they were saying that his personality in the older movie was that he was a lot more. He was a lot more confident and knowing into his destiny and whatnot. Whereas in here, I guess the people, people were saying that he's more, and from what I've seen, he is in this movie, he's more trying to figure out, still trying to get to, I guess, where the older Doom movie Paul was. He doesn't know what he wants to do. He doesn't know his destiny part yet, but his destiny is starting to play out as he sees it. Now, Paul's mother, who is Lady Jessica. She has the special abilities of her own. You find out throughout the movie that they can, I guess, not only, I won't say they could read minds, but they could see like the future, and they could do like thought pushing, like remember the movie Push, where people had different abilities, and one of the people in the movie Push can actually push thoughts into your head and stuff. It's something like that, but it's like they use their voice. I forgot. It's or what? Better yet, if you have seen Supernatural, there's in Supernatural there were the demon children, or the child that Azazel, the children, the psychic children that Azazel put demon blood into their mouth as babies, was caused them to develop powers. And one of the people that Sound finds in Supernatural is a kid who could basically, who a kid and unknowingly, the episode's unknowingly antagonist was this kid's twin brother that he didn't know he had. They both had the ability to control you and push thoughts into your head. They basically, they could be like, give me your car keys, and you'd be like, hey, yeah, sure, man, here you go. And you don't realize they're controlling you. They're making you do it just by the sound of their voice. And you could tell when they use their powers. It got like it got their regular voice and a demonic like voice at the same time. So it's something. My whole point is to Dune. They got this ability where they could be like, you know, in one of the scenes in the beginning, she's like, she's training him, so she's making him try to use that ability, and he's like, is like, hand me the water, and she's like, you come on, you got to actually use the ability, try again, and he's like, he takes a breath, and then he goes, it's like, hand me the water. It's like you can see he says it when he says hands me the water. You can see it's inaudible. You don't hear anything at first. It's like she went deaf for a minute, and then all of a sudden it was a delay like in the voice. I like that sequence how he just looked at her and went, and then like it was like you almost was deaf. Then all of a sudden it came in. The audio came in. He said, "Hand me the water." And it had like different. He had his voice in a different voice at the same time, and she, you know, she went like it's like he went in her head, and she was like shaking and grabbing the water and handing it to him, and then she came out and realized she haven't done it yet, but then she was like, nice try, you know. Then she handed him the water. And then, like you see later on, that he actually fully uses the power, and when you fully use it, like for how you're supposed to be, the voice that you heard him use, the voice you heard him use at the beginning of the movie is not the full extent of it. Like it almost sounds like it's like the full extent is like your voice. It's like your voice in a high-pitched old woman witch-like voice. And it's like, hand me the water! Or like something like that, you know. But in that scene, they was like, untie me, cut the ropes. It's like, whoa, why is your voice like so witchy like? But that's basically how, even if you're a man, your voice sound like a witchy old woman. And it's like, they was like, cut me free, untie her. And it was like, and the dude just like, oh. You know, he can't control. He's just doing what he says. But that's like, I think in this movie, that's the only time that he does use that to the full extent. They do let you know quickly right off the bat, like, you know, right off the bat, like the first thing you see, the first thing you hear is this inaudible different language like speaking, and then once it does the little intro and stuff, you see they tell you right the you know it says Dune, and then it quickly tells you this is a part 1. So yeah, this movie is a part 1. You get to see Paul's struggle as he's trying to deal with the fact that he doesn't know completely 100% what's happening to him. So over the movie, he slowly gets this information. He slowly gets to unravel his own mystery of what's going on with him. He even finds out about his mother's side of the history of where his powers come from, and why his destiny is so important. I think like the head mother or grandmother, who it's like this lady they all look to. She's like almost like a high priestess. She knows how she could use the ability. Like she used it on Paul, and once she used it on Paul, good. Like it's because like she used it twice, but Paul was this the first time. It was like he comes into the room, and then you just see him. She just looks and says, "Who are you?" And he just walks. And then all of a sudden he's back at the door again, and she's like defiant to the end, and she realized that he resisted the first push that she did to him, and then she asked the mother to leave, and then she's like, "Come over here, child, come and kneel," And he doesn't. He said and then he's like, no. He says, you kicked my mother out of her own house, like out of a room of her own house, and she's like, come over here and kneel, and he's like, do. And he said, how dare you do that to me? And that it's like. You seen that scene in the trailers when she holds up the thing to her and he's like, what's in the box? She says pain. Like that's the scene I was talking about. But yeah, this movie, going in, you should know too, this movie's like 2 hours and 35 minutes. So you're gonna be in there for a long time just for the part one. But yeah, it's a very good movie. I like the visuals. I like the music. The acting was very well done in this movie. But before I end this video, it was just a couple of things I want to say. Like I did like how he basically was almost trying to fight his own destiny, because he knew some things that was going to happen. He even knew like some people might die, and he tried to save those people. Who that person is, or people, you find out in the movie. But if you haven't seen Dune, but yeah, you find out that he's very akin to he's very try to like resist it to his destiny. He doesn't know fully or understand yet what he wants to do in life, but the movie unravels that. The one thing I did I figured it out like from watching the trailers, but Zendaya's character, who's supposed to be like his love interest, I think her name is Chaney or Cheney is how you say it. Is it Cheney or Chaney? Cheney. Even though it's got an A in it, but I think they say Cheney. They say her name is Cheney. I want to say Chaney. I'm gonna say Chaney because it got an A and it sounds better. Hopefully I'm correct. But Zendaya's character, like, it's not like a real nitpick. It's a nitpick, but it's not like a real downer. Like I'm gonna take a point away from the movie. It was just that I figured it out that her involvement in the movie is mostly like, seeing into the future here type thing. Like, if you get what I mean by in the head, like stuff, up until a certain point, which is in the movie where you do actually get to meet her and see at least one of the visions play out for real. Some of the people he do meet in his visions in the movie, but other than that, I think that was like the only thing I was like, I wonder if she like, is it just that's the way how the trailer was cut, or if she really was like only in the movie, the majority of the movie via vision, and I found out like, okay, yeah, it was what I thought it was up until a certain point. Okay, I saw that coming in, but other than that, I really enjoyed the movie. If I were to give this movie anything as a person who doesn't know the books, I'm about to say comics, who doesn't know the books, who didn't read the books, didn't see the older movie, I still would give this movie a 10 big ups because I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I really did. This would be a movie like 10, like I said, 10 big ups. This is a movie I would definitely buy on DVD to add to my movie collection. Yeah, I had no problems with. Like I said, I enjoyed it. The acting was very well done. There was nothing. I didn't feel like I watch it. I didn't feel like it was rushed. I mean, it kind of, because since this was a part one, I kind of understood. So they let you know this was a part one, so I understood. That helped me with watching this movie. Like, okay, now I understand why certain things are going on this way, because it's gonna probably play out in part two. But yeah, I like the acting. The music, I love the music in Dune. I love it. The music. This was like almost like Black Panther. When you first went to go see Black Panther, one of the things people would say, "Oh, I praise the music." I love the music in Dune. The acting, the visuals. Even though you could tell, stuff was green screen and CGI. I felt like when watching, I was immersed into the movie, and I felt like they was real. Even though I could tell, oh, obviously that's CGI, but because I'm so immersed into the movie, I don't really care. So yeah, this is a good time if you're a person like me who don't know about Dune, like the books or or seen the original Dune movie, you would enjoy this going in. I suggest you go check it out if you haven't already. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm about to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife so I can do a review on that one and tell you what I think as a person who have seen the original Ghostbusters, and we want to talk about the 2016 one. But if you enjoyed this review, then hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all of my reviews. If you enjoyed the video so much you want to support the channel, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become part of the fam, become part of the tribe. And hit that notification button, turn it all the way on so you get notified when I drop videos. Because not only am I about to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife, when we come back, do some gameplay videos, do a whole bunch of gameplay videos because I had today also. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of gameplay videos and have that coming up for you guys. So peace out. Gotta go around because I gotta go catch Ghostbusters Afterlife. So yeah.